ultimate power in the universe.
At last we will realize it.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
You are now tuned into LightSaber Radio. If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Let's go.
You are now tuned into LightSaber Radio. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello there.
Welcome to LightSaber Radio, the most outrageous Star Wars show on the web. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash that subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you will be notified of all of our future episodes. Also, don't forget to press that like button. It helps get these videos in front of other Star Wars fans so they can get in on the outrageousness. So how's everyone doing today?
Good.
Woo-hoo. We're good. Rest in peace, CJ, but we're good. Just kidding.
I think CJ had a babysit. I know he put in the chat earlier that he got stuck with the kids in the evening because Tori's at work. So because they changed her schedule, so he's trying to do all the kids stuff.
I feel
And
that.
I've been there. Two small children and you and nobody there to help. You're like, oh my God, stop.
Yeah, I get
And she's 3. She's in that
that.
Oh,
every
geez,
question.
yeah.
Every question that you could possibly imagine she's asking right now. Why is the
They're
sky
honoring.
black? Why is the sky blue in the daytime? Why is the sun orange? Why is like I don't know. I have no idea why any of this happened. Why do lightsabers make this sound? I don't know. It just does. That's just the way that it is. I don't know.
Well, dang.
So
I'm glad I'm not dealing with that right now. Okay.
it'll be a time. There will be a
Yep.
time.
It's coming.
just
But
relax. Just relax.
I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world.
Yeah.
Like now my kids are grown and they're all assholes. Like, damn, man, they don't call. Only time they call you is when they need money. Yeah. They'll come see you.
I haven't asked
Yeah.
my parents for money yet. Not gonna lie.
Only time I see my grandkids is on Facebook. Like, this is crap. Man, you can't send me no pictures. Yeah, it's not fun. They get older. And then my youngest son, he's 14. He's going through that young man.
God.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, every time you
It's a
ask
great
him a
time.
question or anything, he got something smart to say. Like, dude, why can't you just do what I told you to do? Why got to be a question? Why got to be a whole argument about just do what I told you to do before I have to smack you upside the head? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, they were so much better when they were little.
Oh.
They were fun. One time I took some acid. No, it wasn't acid. I took some shrooms. They were in the refrigerator. I don't know how long these damn things have been in the refrigerator. And all my kids was like, they was all, I think, like 10 and under. And it was the best time I ever had in my entire life. I laughed so
Oh my
freaking hard.
Oh,
That sounds
God.
terrifying, bro.
It does.
They were jumping off the couch.
Your
and stuff.
wife
My
gets
was
home.
at
Hey,
work.
where's so and so? I have no idea.
I don't know.
They were jumping off the couch and doing flips and stuff. My wife was at work, and I was just laughing. I laughed. I had so much fun. That was like one of the best days of my entire life. Just me and my 4 kids. Just
Jeez, dude.
yeah,
Where's
it
the
was
baby?
so-
I don't know. Han Solo took her on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Just
tell
so
y'all a
out of
story.
it.
I'm gonna tell y'all a story about when I was a kid. Okay. Now, this is not really Star Wars related, but it does have to do with animation and stuff like that. So, when I was about 7 or 8, I lit the living room on fire. And I took my mom's lighter and lit the whole wall and everything was on fire. When she came in, I blamed it on He-Man. I said He-Man came out of the TV and set the living room on fire.
Oh my God.
I just have to say I got my ass beat really, really, really bad. I think I got beat every day for like a month until I told the truth. Because I was lying. I was like, I ain't told the truth. It was He-Man did it. It was He-Man. I'm telling you. I stuck with that lie for like an entire month and just getting beat every day until I told the truth.
Jeez, dude.
That was like one of the worst times of my entire life.
How old were you?
I was like 7 or 8.
Oh, jeez.
That's crazy.
Brave. Or just really stupid.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Okay, so let's get to the show. Let's talk about what we're actually supposed to be talking about.
Hey,
since we're talking
first
about
Wednesday in a long time, so I'm excited.
Yes, it's nice to have you back. So hopefully soon, and that's kind of I want to sound like a dick when I say this, but hopefully soon Kim can get back in on the Saturday thing. With her
Hopefully.
husband being around. Husband, go back to it. No, I don't.
Oh,
we need Kim back on Saturdays.
I know.
Nah, we miss you on Saturday. Your insight, you getting that good insight. We're just idiots. We just say stupid shit.
that's
Just,
fair. We are.
you
I don't know
something
about
to
that.
actually bring some.
You guys have seen me do the quiz. I'm not up
Hey,
to
I've
par
been
with
doing
that.
some good quiz questions. I got all the encyclopedias now, so the quiz questions have been pretty.
Those encyclopedias do make some good questions.
But they're
Yeah, 'cause-
expensive, aren't they? The
No, they're not
encyclopedias.
too bad. Actually, I got one of them. I just looked it up on Google and found a PDF.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, I just found a PDF on,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
I just be reading through just different shit, and then a question will pop in my head. I'll be like, oh, that's a good question. Like just something that I wouldn't think anybody would know because I didn't even know this shit. Like, no, nobody knows this shit. And I guess that's
I'm gonna have to look that
purpose of
up.
the impossible quiz. I think I got Star Wars Encyclopedia 1, 2, and 3. I found the PDF of it. It's like 1, 2, and
Nice.
3. It's like a 3-part thing. It's pretty and that's all I do. I just be reading through it and just looking at different shit. Like, oh, who do I want to learn about today? And I'll start reading through that. Oh, that's a good question right there. Ain't nobody gonna know the answer to that shit. I didn't even know that. So that's how I kind of been coming up with the questions. Which actually last week Chris was supposed to come up with the questions, but where's Chris is in Hawaii, huh? Didn't he say he was going to Hawaii this week?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
he did. I
He
was
did.
wondering why he wasn't in the thing. Hey, what's going on, Star Wars team leader? Sorry we didn't say what's up to you sooner. Yeah, but yeah, Chris is gonna be in Hawaii this week because he was.
That's nice.
So what we're doing, this is the thing. So whoever's on here, and we'll reiterate this as the show goes. On the 0 episodes, so like last week was episode 80, episode 90, episode 100, whatever. On the 0 episodes, we are doing. Y'all get to ask us the questions. So everybody come up with the hard ass questions and then ask us and see if we know the answers to this crazy shit. Because when you start reading this stuff, there's like a whole bunch of crap that you be like, dude, I didn't never know that. Like, oh, did y'all know this? Okay, let's get to the episode. Let's talk about because there's some things that we got to bring up for Rebels.
It was a
kind
good
of
episode,
explain some
too.
things from Kenobi. It kind of that I never caught before, and I've watched Rebels, I don't know, probably 10 times already. I've watched all 4 seasons like 10 times, and I did not catch this till today. This is the first time I caught it. I don't know if it was because I watched Kenobi, and then thinking about it, and I seen it, and I was like, oh man, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what'd y'all think of the episode?
It was
we're
good.
talking about Siege on Lothal,
Yeah.
Lothal. 2 parts, start of season 2. And we probably won't be able to get through all season 2 because it's only like 12 weeks before Andor comes out, and then we'll.
Wait, really?
Yes, August
Hell
31st is when Andor comes out.
And then we have Bad Batch in September.
I
Yeah.
watched Rogue One again, and I am really excited for Andor. Actually,
I don't know. I was thinking about that. I'm probably going to do it this week. I'm going to watch Rogue One again and see if I get a better outtake of. Because I just didn't like the character. I'm like, dude, this dude's a dick, man. You know
that's
what
why I
mean?
like him.
He's not a good guy. I mean, he just like shoots that one dude in the beginning, like pow, he just kills him. Like, dude, he helped you out, and then you kill him. You're a jerk. And then like the best part is the robot. his droid
That
is
robot is awesome.
he's the
Yep.
best.
Do you think he'll
That's
be
the
in
best
it?
character in the thing. And then Ip Man, the dude that plays Ip Man, whatever his name is, that dude. That was like the best 2 characters in the whole episode.
Oh, 100%.
But
Do you think he'll be in it? The
Maybe.
robot.
I don't know. We should look that up.
I hope so.
What's his name?
I'll see
What's
why
his Danny Yang? Donnie Yang, ain't that his name? Donnie Yang.
I don't know the actor's name. Hold on, let me look it up.
like Donnie Yen,
Especially
I
because
think.
everybody loved that droid.
Dude, he was like awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was funny.
Alan Tudyk,
What?
Tudyk.
Not the
The
droid.
yeah.
The actor
Oh
that
wait, who are
played.
we talking about?
We're talking about the actor that played that plays Itman. It's like Donnie Yen. The dude
That
that be
plays
like, the
who?
force is with me. The force.
Yeah.
Oh,
You don't know
the
who
Churu.
Itman is,
Churu, you mean?
huh?
The
Whatever his
guy who
name
says,
is.
"I want the force with me. I want the
Yeah,
force with me." Yeah,
that's
Churu.
Itman. That's the dude that Donnie Yen, I think, is his name. He's the guy that
Yeah.
Yeah,
plays Itman.
Donnie Yen.
Have you never watched Itman?
Is Itman?
Itman is okay. Itman is the dude that trained Bruce Lee. It's Bruce
never
Lee's
watched that.
master. He has like some movies. It's called Ip Man. IP. It's basically IP man. That's how it looks on a thing. It's like one of the best martial art movies you will ever watch. Dude is super dope, like super duper dope. It's like one of the dude, you gotta watch him. The first one and the second one's good. Then it started getting stupid. He like fights Mike Tyson and some others. But the first two, excellent. Some of the best martial art movies you'll ever watch. And he's the dude that trained Bruce Lee. In what's the name of the martial arts? I can't remember. But yeah, if he's in the series, that'll be dope. If he's in, I don't know. I just don't think that they could do any worse than Kenobi and Book of Boba Fett. So I'm kind of excited to see what happens in any Star Wars. I'm like what I'm super excited for is the Bad Batch. I think I'm more excited about the Bad Batch than anything else.
Yes.
What?
Just because their live action has not been.
Oh, that's
I mean,
true.
it's been just. It's like very mediocre stories in their live action. They're not giving us.
That's true. Bad Batch was better than Kenobi or Boba
to me, it was
Fett,
better
in
than
my
both
opinion.
of. It was better than Book
Yeah.
of Boba Fett and Kenobi. It had
Yeah.
more dimension to it. It had more.
Which is not what I was expecting. Like
No.
you put me before I saw the Bad Batch, before I saw Kenobi. I think me and 80% of the fans probably would have looked forward to Kenobi more than Bad Batch. But it's weird that Bad Batch ended up being better, I think.
Bad Batch was just good, but you also got look who's writing Bad Batch. You know,
Yeah.
Dave Filoni's writing Bad Batch, compared to you got other writers writing Book of Boba Fett. Well, I guess he wrote part of Book of Boba Fett, and
It wasn't so bad though. Like there's things about Boba Fett that I liked, and then there's things about Kenobi I liked, and there's stuff that I hated too. There's stuff that I didn't like, but I'm not complaining.
In the Rebels episode, there's some things that are explained in this episode of Rebels that coincide with Kenobi that kind of made Kenobi make more sense. Like some of the things that I was like, because one of the biggest problems that I had is he's sitting here and he's like, basically, Kenobi just walks off. I'm like, dude, they didn't explain how he didn't know Kenobi was alive or whatever. Nah, because even in this episode, at the end of the second episode of this, when he's talking to the Emperor, he said, and maybe Kenobi too.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I need the apprentice of Skywalker because she can help us find more Jedi. And then Darth Vader says, and maybe Kenobi.
Yeah.
So boom, he knows Kenobi is still alive. And that's this is going to be after Kenobi series.
Right.
In the timeline. So he still knows that Kenobi's alive. So that kind of made sense that, you know what I'm saying, when Kenobi walked off. Because everybody's like, you know what I'm saying, but Rebels explained it. Then, so and I've watched it, like I said, like at least 10 times. I know,
I just noticed it today.
And I didn't notice it till today. And like I said, maybe Kenobi coming out made me notice it, but it kind of filled in a part that made me, okay, now I don't really dislike the last episode as much as I did. Because one of the reasons I disliked it, because I'm like, dude, like what? He just walked off and like, why didn't you kill him? Why didn't you why didn't Vader just why? You know what I'm saying? I was just stuck in a why, but now we know that there's a reason behind it. Everything happened for a reason. And it was explained in Rebels. So to me, it just made a lot more sense. It just made me feel more.
Yeah.
It just made me feel not. So I probably up my score just because of that. I'd up my score 1 point because that was one of the things that I was so mad about in Kenobi. Like, dude, you just walked off. Like, what the hell? And like, you got to explain like why didn't Vader keep searching for you? He still was searching for him. He just didn't know where he was at, so he just stopped, or he just was kind of not really that into it until he's like, oh, Ahsoka's alive. I can use Ahsoka to find Kenobi.
Right.
So that kind of explained that he was still looking for him the whole time. Because it's like, dude, you just stopped. Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, that don't make no sense.
Yeah.
So what were some of the things that you liked about these 2 episodes? What was some of the things that kind of caught your attention the most in the episodes?
One of the things that I really liked is hearing how Ezra refers to like Vader and how much fear he has towards Vader and how like we can't, or not Ezra, but Kanan, just how he's like, dude, there's no way we can take him. We got to run. Like, I love how like, I don't know, they make Vader out to be this big bad guy of fear because that's what he's supposed to be. And so I kind of like how they're all like, oh, dude, Vader's not way out of our league. Let's not even try. I don't know. I kind of like that. I like how the big, imposing, like fear that Vader strikes in everyone. And so I really like that. Star Wars
team leader brought up a good point. He said, why is it he like 10 feet tall compared to Kanan? He is. Did you notice that? He is like giant compared to Kanan. Kanan is a small dude. Like, dude, you didn't grow up too much from being a Padawan because you're not very big.
Well, Vader how tall is Vader supposed to be?
6'7".
Well, in the suit.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
6'2", it says.
Oh,
6'2".
really?
That's it.
Yeah,
No.
So they say that, but it says
he's 6'2".
under
Flip,
Anakin.
I'm as tall as Vader.
So if after getting the robotics and made him a little taller, maybe. But I'm not in his suit.
Oh no, Anakin is 6'2".
Yeah.
So, like, how tall is Vader in the suit?
That's what I'm trying to find.
Between 6'7" and 6'9".
Yeah, he's got to be.
He's almost 7 foot, which is really not that big. I mean, when you really think about it, it's not that.
Oh, it's pretty big, dude.
It's big, but I mean, not the way that they put it in the episode. The episode, he's like 10 foot tall. He's freaking huge. Because, like, Kanan got to be at least in between 5'5" and 6 foot, somewhere right in there. I don't know exactly how tall Kanan is, but, you know, Vader's, like, towering over him in the episode.
Let's see if I can pull Kanan
That would be, like... But you know that is animation.
1.91 meters. That doesn't.
1.91 meters.
Yeah.
That would be like 1.91.
6.2.
Oh,
6'2".
Yep.
Yeah, they didn't portray that very well in the animation on that thing because he's
that's
he's
a big difference, bro.
He's like 10 feet tall in the episode. Vader is huge, and then they drop 2 walkers on him, and he just like, dude, they like literally crashes down on him and then he just picks him up. What I don't understand right there is like, why he didn't pick him up and throw him at him? Like, you already got him in the air. Why would you just drop him behind you? Just throw it at him. Like, sometimes I think that they portray Vader sometimes as he's too nice. You know,
yeah,
it's like, dude, this is Darth Vader.
In this one, they definitely made him too nice.
Yeah, because
I was half expecting. Remember when he grabs him by his arms and lifts him up? Like, I was expecting him to just stab him straight through the gut.
Yeah, he just throws
but instead
him out
he just
the way.
throws him, and I was like, "Wow, that was so nice."
But he was about to cut off Ezra's head with the Force.
That was sick, though.
Like, oh, God,
that was sick.
This sucked. I was like, "Oh God, you're about to die. You are about to die." I know Ezra.
It made it seem like Vader didn't really want to stop him, and he was just toying with him and just like letting them go.
I think
what
it
it
goes
kinda
back
seemed
to
like.
that. I think as more like episode or shows like Kenobi come out with Vader in them, we're gonna see. Well, he kind of does the same thing with Reva in the episode. Like he could have killed her
Exactly.
like way
Yeah.
too quick. It seems like he likes to toy with people. He likes to mess
I
with
think
them.
it's well, I don't know. I think it's just I don't know. This is my pessimistic side, but I feel like it's just oh, they're making Vader like weaker or making him not do stuff because it fits the story better. I feel like the Vader we saw in like the original trilogy wouldn't care and he'd just kill him because like he's just strangling people left and right. Like he doesn't care in the original movies. It
Well,
feels
they
like in
kind of
this one they
Well,
kind of just wrote it so that the characters could still survive without getting killed.
well, you got to think about it too. You got like him not really him toying with Kenobi, toying with Reva in the thing. But then when he walked us down that street, he just jerking people out the window and
Yeah.
killing them, snapping their neck. I think he just likes to toy with other Force users. Like if you know how to use the Force, he wants to mess with. He wants to show you how much inferior you are to him.
Yeah. He
I
does
think that's just like
yeah.
an
it fits his
Anakin.
personality.
Yeah, because
It really
Anakin was
does.
kind of like that.
Well,
I
that's
think
like
that's
how the Sith get power. Like they feed off the fear of other people.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's best, and that's explained the best in the Bane trilogy. If you go back and
Yeah,
listen to
I was
the
about to
Bane
mention
trilogy,
that. Like
he really cause that
yeah,
dude.
he kills that family just so he can feel better.
Yeah, just so because he was poisoned, he just kills the whole family. You're like, dude, and
just so he can feel better.
he kills the kids first, and then so the dad is just scared and sorrow and hurt and just oh my god, my kids is gone. Before makes him suffer for a long time before he kills them. And you could kind of tell even in the flashback of Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting when they were fighting in the when they were training, and the way that the way he was just acting like he just so superior, even though he ended up losing, you know what I'm saying? He just acted superior. You know, he just has that type of attitude. Cause like in Brotherhood, and that's what I'm going over on the other podcast, we're going over the book Brotherhood. He's kind of like that too because he takes chances. Like he just wants to do stuff that is just like unnecessary. Like him and Padme's going on a date, and he's like just like flying a speeder through a racetrack. Like why on a date? Like why are you taking your girl or your wife on a date and you're flying through this track like super fast? And at the end, she was like, that's so exhilarating. But at the same time, she was like, don't ever do that again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was cool once. We don't need to do it again type thing. But Anakin seems like he just messes with people's emotions like that. So Vader, you could kind of see it. I think my favorite part in the episode altogether would have to be when they're on the phone with Lando. And he's like, nah, if you got two, if you're giving me two, you got six.
Yeah.
Like he just automatically knows. He was like, no, you're not going to hustle me. Like I'm way better than I don't know what it is. Whenever Lando's on there, it just, because I
Can't
just know
hustle
how
a
much
hustler.
Kanan and Ezra hate Lando.
He's fun. I like Lando.
Lando is like, I don't know, just that part, just as soon as they're like, no, as soon as she said, well, we know somebody, and they're like, no. I don't know. That part just makes me giggle every time I see it. It really does. I think that's another thing that I liked about Rebels too, because they brought in all the characters in Rebels. They bring in everybody. You got the Emperor, you got Vader in this, you got Lando, you got episodes that they bring Leia in as being older.
Wow.
They had Leia's dad, whatever his name is. I can't think of his name right now. Organa. You know what I'm saying? He was
Yeah.
in the last season. They bring in a lot of Hondo, you know what I'm saying? A lot of different characters within Rebels. And just in this episode alone, you had the Emperor, you had Vader, you had you got Ahsoka, they just got a lot of people brought into the mix, and I think it made Rebels flow really, really well in their storytelling. It kind of gave them a story of this is what is happening during this time period. And I think that's what makes Rebels so superior to some of the other things that are going on, because they have that good story. They really draw it out.
Yeah.
And this season has 22 episodes in this season. That's a lot of episodes for an animated series, when most of the time we're getting 8 to 12.
What really shocks me about Rebels, though, is that it's a cartoon, but yet it's still less cheesy than Obi-Wan series was. Same with like Bad Batch, same with Clone Wars. They're cartoons, but they're still not as cheesy and dumb.
Well, I think
in
a
some
lot of it
parts.
has to do with the writing.
Yeah, it really is. And I think it also goes back to like how they started. Did they start, hey, we have a cool story, let's make a show out of it, versus, hey, we want to bring Obi-Wan back to make money, let's try to write a story that brings him back. You know what I mean? It comes back to like that inspiration, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that the Kenobi story is bad. Like, I don't really think that it's that bad. It's just not what we were expecting. Like,
Right.
we were thinking
Well,
more.
it wasn't great. It was okay.
And it was too short. I mean, we got 18 years to play with, and you literally.
What the hell is going on?
My damn phone keeps going on. And
what ringtone is that?
I made that ringtone. 18 years, and they literally gave us 2 weeks out of 18 years. This is like everything that happens in 2 weeks. I think that they could have just drew it out a little bit more and expanded a little bit more. Have each episode like, something happening within the episode. And I think that the episodes was a little bit too short. I mean, 30, 40-minute episodes. They could have done better than that. But we are talking about, this is a series that was made for TV. It wasn't something that was made for, the big screen, or, something that they had a lot of footage of. They actually filmed that as they went. It was all written. They filmed the parts. This is how much we got out of it, and we're done now. And it just, and like I said, it's not, the overall series wasn't bad. It just was mediocre. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we do as Star Wars fans. We get our hopes up, and we're thinking something is going to be way bigger than it is, or we expect something, and then when that doesn't happen, then we get disappointed about it, and we want to be like, oh, that was overall.
We all build it up, like we all build it up in our head different ways. So if it doesn't come out that way, we're kind of like shocked and like, oh, wait a minute, I wasn't expecting this.
I think the thing that I disliked about Kenobi the most was that it wasn't really about Kenobi. It was more about Leia and Reva than it was about Kenobi. And especially because the book was so good. The book was a very good book. Like, if they could have just used the book and just, it would have been great. It would have been like,
we've been telling Disney that for a while.
But
use my knowledge, I beg you.
Have you ever heard the story of Darth Kenobi the Wise? Because we're not getting none of that. We're getting some, but like I said before, I think it all falls back to just Disney's trying to rebrand everything into their world, and they're doing it the way that they want to do it. And we just either have to accept it or move or stop watching it. And I'm not going to stop watching it. So, I just got to accept what's going to happen. I got to accept it.
I'm closer to stopping than I am to accepting.
Oh, man, you about to get kicked off the show. No more with Garrison. Garrison got X'd off. I just think that they could do better, in their storytelling. But like, when you really sat back and, like I said, I watched it all just at one time. Garrison, you'll just have to sit down and watch it all and just watch the whole thing. It's not as bad as it was.
I do need to do that.
It's not as bad as the Book of Boba Fett was. The Book of Boba Fett was.
The Book of Boba Fett was
like, I watched it multiple times, and it got better each time I watched it, but it's still not great. It's still very low on the total poll. I mean, there were scenes in Book of Boba Fett that I loved, but the overall thing was. I'd rather watch the original Clone Wars movie. The animated movie, I'd rather watch that than I would watch the Book of Boba Fett. But I mean, there's there's a lot of. I think that Andor is going to be. The reason I think Andor is going to be better because this is Disney's project. Rogue One was a Disney project. This is a Disney project. I think they're going to put a lot more into Andor because it's a Disney project. You got the Book of Boba Fett, you got Kenobi, were both mediocre, but the Mandalorian was just like, dude, this is like far above what they were at. And it just doesn't seem... And it's kind of hard to say because, like I said, after watching Kenobi again and watching it all together, it's not that it was good. It just made it not bad. You know, at first watching it was like, man, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, I don't get this. And then after watching it again, it's like the story isn't bad itself. You know what I'm saying? He rescues Leia. That's great. They pull him back into the Jedi life, and he figures out more of who he is and stuff like that. Reva was a great character. She played the crazy mean bitch very, very well. Leia was the little conniving ass kid that grows up to be the conniving Leia of adulthood that just is gonna say what's on her mind and gonna do what she wants to do regardless of what anybody says. So like all the characters were well played. The fight scenes were pretty good. They made Vader out really good. I don't know. It's hard to go past your expectations because my expectations was I wanted it to be like the book because the book was phenomenal and it just didn't meet them expectations. But at the same time, when you really look at it in a general state, it's not that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was just, like I said, it was mediocre. It wasn't nothing that it was extremely like, oh my God, this is the best shit I've ever seen. And it wasn't the worst shit you ever seen. It's just there. It's something that you can watch. It's something that's good. It kind of reminds me of watching the sequel trilogy. It's good, but it's not, there was like, we didn't have Star Wars forever. And then all of a sudden, well, we got new Star Wars and everybody's expectations were so high. And then they gave us the story, and we're like, who is this person? What's going on? Who is the First Order? What's going on? Who is this? Palpatine's still alive. What the hell? I seen him hit the blue stuff and explode. How did he stay alive? Oh, what's going on? Well, who is this? What's happening? And it just left you in that type of state. It's not that they were bad. It was just that this was something that you didn't expect at all. And then when they gave you the Mandalorian, it came on.
Wasn't surprised.
He's a Mandalorian. Nobody's expectation was super high about the Mandalorian because we're like, all right, we don't know anything about this character whatsoever. We don't know what's going on. They brought it out, and it was just fresh and new to us. A Mandalorian bounty hunter. Okay, that's been done before, but they just brought a story that was just flowed. It was linear. It was good, and it worked out. And it was so far it's been an excellent series. And they brought in characters at the right time to make it even to fit that point. They brought in Ahsoka. They brought in Luke. They brought in, when they brought these characters in, it was like, oh, we need these characters right now. This is when we need the characters. They needed to be there. You're just dropping characters on us in the middle of a Kenobi series that we're not in the understanding of why they're even in the series. Like, who is this Reva chick? I thought we was talking about some Inquisitors. Who's Reva? She's an Inquisitor. I've never heard of this Reva Inquisitor before. And who is this person? And what are they doing? And why is this happening? And, it gave us more of that sense because we were thinking more in the lines of the story that that we expected them to tell us. Like, Obi-Wan being Obi-Wan. He went and rescued Leia. That's what he's supposed to do. Yeah. So, you don't if you really think about it, we got Obi-Wan in the sequel trilogy, or in the prequel trilogy. Basically, what did he do? He trained Anakin. He killed Maul, or thought he killed Maul. He was a main character, but he didn't really ever do anything that spectacular. He would kill Grievous. Come on, he's a Jedi against a robot. He's supposed to win. He didn't do nothing that was super, super great. We just liked him as the character because at the end he killed Vader, and that's what made the whole thing. Or he thought he killed Vader. That's what made him such the great character that he was. And we just had high expectations. But he did the exact same thing in the Kenobi series. Somebody needed some help, he went and helped them. Same thing. I'm mostly excited about the Bad Batch. I am super excited to see what they do with the Bad Batch. Just because I want to know where the story continues. Plus, we got more than 6 episodes. I mean, we get 14 episodes of the Bad Batch? In 14, 30-minute episodes, you can tell me something. It's kind of hard to tell you anything really in 6 episodes. I think they would have been better off making Kenobi into a movie.
Yep. Way better off.
Yeah, probably. Or just, like, waiting a little bit. Like, I don't know. I still feel like the story was a little bit rushed. So maybe giving it a little bit of time.
And that's another thing that I just got done listening to, actually I've been done for a couple weeks now, but Shadow of the Sith. And when they're talking about Rey's parents, when her dad is younger, and I don't want to give no spoiler alert. I'm not really going to try to tell you anything, but the Sith acolytes on Exegol are like looking for, they're like down in these things and they're calling out for like Revan and Bane and different Sith characters, Plagueis and stuff like that. So I'm like thinking to myself, okay, if they're doing this, is this kind of a hinting something that y'all might be coming out with a Bane or a Revan, or is the Sith acolyte going to be based on, some of the Sith characters? Like, but it kind of makes me feel weird when it comes to Revan, because we know Revan went from the good side, the light side, to the dark side, and back to the light side. So it's like, and then he gets killed by the Emperor. So it's like, that would be a great story. Revan, I've been saying it forever. I think they need to make a Revan movie, and I think they really need to get Keanu Reeves to play Revan.
Agreed.
Dude,
Agreed on that.
Everybody's waiting for this.
It's never gonna happen. But
No, it's not.
That's the most. But at the same time, I think if they do that, then they need to get a very good director, and I think George Lucas needs to be on set, like giving instructions on what they should do. I don't think that they should just get we're just gonna let Joe Blow direct this one. Like, nah, you guys got to get like a good director. You can't get no bad director to do the Revan or a Bane. That's something that has to be. You got to get somebody with some experience. You can't get J.J. Abrams or somebody that does high action-packed type movies. You need to get somebody in there that's going to be able to draw every aspect of human emotion in the story. I want to cry. I want to be happy. I want to be angry. I want to be, joyful. I want every emotion that I can have. I want to have in that movie if they do a Bane or because if you read the books, they give you that. That sense of confusion, the sense of anger. I want to get all those different senses in a movie like that or a TV show. Like, because if you think about it, The Mandalorian gave it to you. When Grogu's gone, you're sad. When Grogu gets killed, you're sad. Or not killed, but when he gets taken, you're sad. When Din wins in a battle, you're happy. Your joy when they beat the Empire or whatever the situation may be. You're confused and wondering what's going on. Why are they trying to get Grogu? What are they supposed to learn from Grogu? Why are the Empire trying to kidnap him? You get, you just get all the emotions from it. And that's what makes something good, is when they can draw out all your emotions.
Right.
And that's something that we just didn't get in the Book of Boba Fett, or I mean, we kind of did, a little bit. I was upset when they
At
killed
the
the
end,
Sarlacc.
yeah.
Like that kind of upset me. I think the Sarlacc was kind of cool. He just sitting there. You walk in there, you die. He digests you for 1,000 years. I mean, he wasn't doing nothing wrong. He didn't hurt nobody. It was your fault. You shouldn't have been walking in the desert. But I don't know. I just hope that whichever way that they go, that they start trying to think about the fans. I just think that they do this just to make money. They don't care about what the fans get.
I think some do.
Nah.
Some of the
Oh, that's a good thing. Star Wars team leader. Yeah, get Timothy Zahn, or get one of the Star Wars writers, like that write these books. Get them to write the scripts for some of these TV shows. I think that's a good idea. We should get a petition
I'd be keen
together.
for that.
Drew Karpyshyn, Timothy Zahn.
Dude, I still think Christopher Nolan should direct a Star Wars movie of some kind.
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan, yes.
Did y'all see that in the news? On the news, I guess, however you say his name, Taika Waititi, however you say his name.
Yeah.
This dude ain't even started writing the movie. It's
He
supposed
hasn't?
to come out. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it said something about he hasn't had time or something. He was saying something about, I was like, what the hell? Dude, you've been knowing about this movie since they started filming, when you was filming in The Mandalorian. Like, watch, let me see if I can find it.
That's true. We have known about this movie for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, dude.
How do you even spell his name?
I don't know how you feel. I just it
Something.
let's see, two biggest film fans of the Marvels.
Waititi.
It's Taika Waititi. Let me see. Where did it say it at? That's the one. Guess fan update. Because he's writing it with Christy Wilson Carnes. It's who he's co-writing it with. She did Last Night in Soho, and some other ones. Where is it?
I don't know. I can't see anything yet. So, dang, Wi-Fi is so slow. I got these flipping dust storms coming through Arizona. It's like flipping Tatooine out here.
Yeah, it says Taika has not finished the script for his new Star Wars movies yet. He hasn't even finished the script. But we're supposed to get this movie in 2023.
Unlikely.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
gonna happen, And he's supposed to have the next movie coming. They ain't even finished writing the script yet. Which I knew that was gonna happen with him doing Thor. I knew that he was gonna get caught back on Thor. That was gonna get pushed back. So that's gonna push the next Star Wars movie out till probably 2024, 2025.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, come on, man. I understand, but you got Dave and John right there. You know what I'm saying? And they're focusing on all these TV shows. Like, get some movies out, man. We need some movies. Y'all drop a damn Marvel movie every 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Drop some damn Star Wars movies. We want some movies. I want to go to the movie theater. I mean, shit, I go watch a damn animated movie if I have to. I just want to see Star Wars on the big screen.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, sir. I miss it.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't had anything since, and I could kind of see The Mandalorian did real good. Okay, Book of Boba Fett, did all right, I guess. Kenobi did all right. These are TV series, and they're doing good for Disney Plus. They got a bunch of people to sign up for Disney Plus off of them. So it's like, and they didn't do that great on The Rise of Skywalker, or the last, The Rise of Skywalker. So when you look at that, they might be like, it's not beneficial to us to make a movie. It's more beneficial for us just to keep pumping out TV shows. So that might be why they're doing it. But I'm like, dude, I want to go to the movies. I want to go sit down with some popcorn and watch it on a big screen. And, you know, I want all this, the movie theater experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the things that fans are really want. I'm used to watching Star Wars like once it comes out on the TV, but I'm used to going to the movie theaters to watch the movie, and then I watch the animated series at home because we had like Rebels and Clone Wars. That, you know, that's the stuff you got to watch at home. I wasn't worried about watching TV shows, and not that they're bad. The live action is cool, but it doesn't give you that same experience. Star Wars is something that should be felt and experienced inside of a movie theater. It really is that's what gives you that wow experience. And I think that's one of the things that we lack when it comes to the live action. We don't get that wow factor. Like, imagine watching the Kenobi series if you could just watch the whole thing in a movie theater on a big screen.
Yeah.
How much more realistic and how much more impact that it would have on you to watch it there than to watch it at home. I mean, I have a big TV downstairs. Most people nowadays have something over 50 inches. It's just normal. But it's not the same as being in a movie theater. It's not. It does not give you the same feeling.
No. There's something about the movie theater, dude. Like, I couldn't, like, even Top Gun, like, I couldn't imagine seeing the new Top Gun outside of the theaters. Like, it would be a completely different thing.
Well, I watched Marvel Strange here at the house. I didn't go to the movie theaters and watch it. And I was just sitting there and I'm watching it and I'm like, dude, I would so much rather be at the movie theaters watching this. Like, yeah, it's fun to watch, but you get distracted by shit. You miss parts.
Right.
When you're at the theater, you're paying attention.
You're really soaking it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it gives you a whole different experience. Yeah.
The popcorn is the best.
That's why I don't get, like, how people, like, even during COVID, people thought, like, oh, theaters are never going to, like, recover. Nah, dude. Like, no, you still can't compete with a theater.
Nope.
It's just the experience. I mean, seeing, like, people 10 feet tall, 20 feet tall on a giant screen and the action, and it's so immersive. And then you got the sound and everything is dialed in for that theater. It makes
so
things
worth it. It's so worth it. It's so worth it getting out of your pajamas and driving and paying.
Yep.
Even though it costs a freaking fortune to go to the movies now.
Yeah, it is ridiculous, but it's worth it.
It does cost a lot.
Actually, no, it's not worth it. I don't want anybody getting ideas from Jack with the prices.
Like,
That's true.
going to watch, because I went and seen Jurassic World, the new one in movie. I couldn't imagine watching that at home. If I'd have watched it at home, it would have sucked. It would have really been bad. It would have been like, God, this is terrible. But seeing it on the big screen made it good.
Yeah.
Just seeing it, to see Tyrannosaurus Rex giant on the screen fighting other I mean, that's just you can't get nothing better than that. You can't watch it at home and get that same experience. Not unless you got like a home theater.
What do you think, the Jurassic World Star Wars crossover? You get the Rancor fighting the T-Rex? I'm just kidding.
Hey, that would be
I'd be
kind
down
of
to
dope.
see
I'd
that.
watch it.
I would watch it too.
I'll watch it. I don't know. That was another movie that I didn't go to the movies and see, and I beat myself up at Kong versus Godzilla.
Oh yeah.
I didn't go to the movies and watch it, and I was sitting at home like, this is the corniest shit ever. This just looks fake.
It was still corny in the theaters, so don't worry.
But it would have been better than watching it at home. I was watching it at home like, I don't even want to watch this no more. I'll tell you what movie was just bad, and they should have just stopped. I'll tell you, Matrix, this last Matrix, that was just, they should have just stopped making Matrix. They should have left it at 3 and just been done. Like, it was not good. I was just sitting there shaking my head like, oh man, come on, y'all. Y'all just ruining this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about with the next Star Wars. But let's be positive.
He hasn't finished writing the script. Then him joking around talking about he making a Jar Jar Binks movie. Even if he was joking, like, you're not taking this serious. Like, this is Star Wars. You got to take Star Wars serious when you're writing Star Wars.
Yeah,
I'm not saying don't have fun and make
Yeah.
it enjoyable, but this is not nothing. You don't joke around like something like that. That shit'll ruin everybody's, like if I was Disney, I'd be like, no. You don't ever say that again, ever.
I don't know now whether it's going to be good or bad, but it's definitely not going to be like the Star Wars we're used to. It's going to be something different, I think.
Yeah,
I
think
don't
so,
mind
too.
something different if it's bring me a different story. Don't
If it's made good.
Yeah, if it's done good,
It's
I don't
going to
mind
be a
if
lot
it's
lighter, I think.
I'd be okay with that. I mean, it doesn't always have to be dark or, you know what I mean? I'd like to see if it was good, I could accept light. It's possible.
They say it's being done during the sequel trilogy era. So I'm like, okay. So there's a lot of different possibilities. They could do a show of Han leaving Leia and him going off on him and Chewie doing some adventure. I just don't see Harrison Ford, coming back and doing any more Star Wars. There's a reason that he wanted to be done with Star Wars.
Right.
So I don't see that happening. We could do like Kylo Ren being younger and, him going through the Jedi training and stuff like that at the beginning of the Jedi school. We could do that. That would be all right. We could maybe do a bounty hunter type thing, with Cad Bane or something like that.
Yeah.
They could do, there's several different stories. They could Rey, they could do it after Rise of Skywalker, Rey start trying to start up the
Binks
Jedi.
becoming a Sith, fighting Rey.
Yep.
No, I don't think that would. I hope not. That would be so
see it.
bad. I think he's
see
dead
it.
at this point. But
Poor Jar Jar.
maybe she's going out into the galaxy trying to help reestablish and getting order back and being that politician type, negotiator to try to get some stuff. A Wedge Anthony. Is Wedge still alive? Yeah, I think he was alive at the Exegol battle. Like a Wedge story. I don't know, but I think the Wedge story is going to be Rogue Squadron. I think that's going to be more about Wedge and yeah, I don't know. There's several different things, but I wouldn't mind seeing Rey out, fighting bad guys in the galaxy and trying to reestablish the Jedi Order, or even being a gray Jedi because she has the yellow lightsaber. So maybe she's, trying to start a whole new system or whatever. Just something different don't bother me.
Yeah.
Something different doesn't bother me as long as it's good. Just make some good Star Wars. Just don't kill the characters off and make the characters that I love so much suck. Don't do that. I'm getting tired of y'all doing that.
Yeah.
Because, I didn't mind Rey's character. Rey's character wasn't bad. Or they could do something with Poe. Or they could do something with, Finn. Which I don't think he'd come back. But, they got a lot of different characters that they could do stuff off of. Like, what happens to Chewie?
Right.
Everything's done. Chewie's done. Everybody's dead, and their whole Solo family is dead. So,
Maybe
they
another
do a
Christmas
movie.
special.
Chewie going back home and, getting back with his wife, and his kid is growing up and he's teaching him how to be, do a Wookiee movie or something. There's all kind of different things that they could do. And I don't mind it being bad, or I mind it being a different story as long as it's a good story. Just don't come out with some crap that you just think that Star Wars fans want. Right. And that's not what we want. Don't give us what you think we want. Find out what the Star Wars fans want and give us that. That's just my biggest thing. And there's enough fans, even if you just you asked 1,000 Star Wars fans and 600 of them said, I want a Revan movie, or I want this movie. Do a movie like that then. It's not that hard to come up. They have these focus groups, and they goddamn telemarketers calling your damn phone for everything else. If a telemarketer calls me up, we just want to get your feedback on Star Wars, and we want to know what type of Star Wars movie you would like to see, or you think we should make. Do one of them damn things. Y'all call us about everything from car insurance to some student loans. Student loans, man. I've been out of college for 20 years. What are you talking about? I don't own no student loans. Call us about to have some damn focus groups or something. You know, do something like that. Just, I think one of the biggest things is they're just putting out stuff that they think we want to see. And
Oh
it's
yeah, for sure.
instead of, you know, really finding out what the fans want. Because I guarantee most people's going to say they want a Revan movie. If you think about it, the number one thing talked about in Star Wars for 7, 8 years now has been a Revan movie. Everybody at one point said, I'd like to see a Revan movie.
Yeah.
I would pay some high price to see a Revan movie. If I had enough money,
Yeah.
I'd make my own Revan movie.
Dude, please.
But that's, I don't know. I mean, they make Rebels. Like the Rebels animated show is dope. Make a live action off of that. Make a live action off of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude,
make a,
yes.
there's a lot for one of the amazing books, the Thrawn trilogy, you know, dude, there's so many different books that they could just take the book and just make a movie off of it, or make a TV series and just use the book. And everybody's like, oh no, it's legends. Like, dude, they're better than the crap they're giving us now. You know,
Right.
that's the biggest thing. Because there's some books that are just great books, like good books, like Here to the Empire. You know, Bane, Revan. You could even go all the way back and do Dawn of the Jedi before everything is even. They ain't even using lightsabers; they're using swords. You know what I'm saying? Go
That
back
would
to the
be
very
weird.
beginning. You know, you could do that. I mean, there's just so much good writing out there. There's even some stuff that I read online. I'll send y'all. I'll put it in our chat. Actually, there's a website. It's I have to look for it. I don't know which one of these 1,000 bookmarks that I got is under. But there's a website that I've read like several short stories off of, like, you know, maybe 200-page stories that, like, dude, this would be a great movie or a great, like, book. You should finish this, because whoever wrote it is just great when it came to the stories. Like, and they might not have anything to do with Jedi or Sith or the Force or any of that stuff. There was one I read called Pirates. It's like Pirates Cove or Pirates Bend or something like that. It was a great story. It was a great story about a girl that she just lost her way when she was, or like her parents lost her or something at some spaceport. She ends up becoming a pirate. This chick is dope, man. She's like taking, like, just doing like dope shit, like Han Solo type dope shit. And like, dude, that could be a movie. You could do a movie off of that. There's just so many different things you could do a movie. The rebuilding of the Republic after the whole end of the thing, after they killed Palpatine the second time. You know, just redo show us how they rebuild the Republic. Like, how did they do it? Do they do it in like Leia's image? Did they go back to the old way? Did they do it like a cross between the Empire and the Republic? So it's like Republic with all the good Republic rules, but sort of like a little bit of more control that the Empire had. You know, they could do that. There's so many different ideas that they could do. So we done got off on a tangent. We barely even talked about Rebels.
You got off on a tangent.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We were along for the ride. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I gotta tell me to shut up sometimes. I keep telling y'all that. Just say shut up.
No, dude.
Just talking.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not fun. And I'm just talking, and nobody else gets to hear y'all. They don't come to hear me.
Why?
They come to hear y'all. Actually, they come to hear Kim, because you see the episodes Kim's on, and we get all the views on, and then the episodes it's just us. We don't get no views.
I don't think so.
So overall, what did y'all think of these two episodes?
They were actually really good. I liked them. Yeah.
The first one was a little slower, but then once you dive into the second one, it's just like, oh, it's perfect. It's perfect.
I think that as soon as Vader came in, it just changed the entire atmosphere of the
Yep.
episodes.
For sure.
I don't know what it is about Vader. Vader changes the outcome, the whole anticipation, the whole overlook of the episodes. Like, as soon as Vader walks in. And then the way he's talking to the, what's the girl's name? The little emperor, the little empire chick.
Oh,
that comes
Oh,
to
yeah.
rescue her.
Yeah.
The one that they kill, they blow her
Yeah,
up.
the governor or the
What's her name?
golly.
I can't believe it. I just watched
can't
this.
think of her name
I
right
probably
now. Yeah, I
watched
know.
it 10 times. I can't think of her name right now. Anyway, when 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 Vader walks in, the look on her face as a cartoon, you're like, oh God.
Yeah.
Could you just imagine Vader walking into a room and you're just standing there? Like, and you just have to look up and see Vader? Like,
Yeah.
oh God. Oh man.
Terrifying.
It's bad now. That was another part that I liked. That part, and then when they capture Vader's ship in the tractor beam,
Yeah.
he says, "It's okay, it's all right," but Vader won't know that. It was an accident, but Vader's not gonna know that. Like, basically, you just got executed. Like, you just know you're gonna die. Like, oh yeah, I'm dying. Yeah. Overall, I think I gave them both like, I say about a 7.5, 8, somewhere right in there for the
That's fair.
over story arc of the 2-part series.
Yeah. That's fair.
I think they could have done a little bit. Only thing that just drives me crazy is one, and it just, I don't know, the Rebels, the Stormtroopers and Rebels is just the worst. I think they're the worst shots out of anybody in all the Star Wars. And just the way it looks when they're running. Like when they run, every character when they run in there, it's like their legs is almost going backwards when they're running. It's
It is
just
weird.
the animation on it is just, I just can't go higher because of the
Yeah,
animation.
the running, the Star Wars, and then like the running, the lightsaber fights, and then when they shoot at each other with blasters. Those are the biggest problems I have.
Yeah.
It just looks like, compared to Clone Wars, it just looks, you know, that like the other Clone Wars, the one that was like out on YouTube and where they really look bad, and then they made
Like the
that
old
actual,
one, like the first one they came out with.
yeah,
Those were great.
it's like a cross between. It's like right in between there. Like them ones was just, the animation was just terrible.
Those were badass though.
Yeah, they were, but the animation was terrible. Then you had the good animation in Clone Wars, and Rebels was like right in between there. It's like they cut the budget on. We're gonna write a better story, but we're gonna give you crappy animation. First part 7, second 8. Yeah, that's a good one. Star Wars team leader. Hey, when you coming on the show? Are you coming on this weekend? I don't think we ever discussed what day you were coming on. It's like watching Looney Tunes and Tiny Toons. It is kind of like that. It's just, they just look weird when they're moving.
All right.
Yeah. So scale. I say what Star Wars team leader 7, part 1, 8, part 2.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I'd say 7 overall.
7 overall.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we talked about a whole bunch of different stuff on this episode. That's kind of what these episodes is. We just say we're going to talk about Rebels, but we talk about everything. Got to throw in other stuff. It's a Star Wars show.
I enjoy it. Yeah.
That's why we're outrageous. All right, everybody. We will. We're gonna get off of here. We will see you guys Saturday. Well, Kim, you can't make it on Saturday, right?
Sorry.
I'll be here Saturday.
So me and Garrison will be here Saturday. Hopefully CJ's
CJ.
lazy ass will be here. No.
I love how whenever like somebody else misses, like, oh, too bad they had something come up. When CJ misses, his lazy ass mother.
Yeah.
I just be messing with CJ.
I know.
That's my boy. All right, guys. We'll see you guys on Saturday. You know, do all the stuff that you're supposed to. Subscribe, follow, like, bell, dislike if you disliked it, whatever. It doesn't mean anything. None of that stuff really means crap. I found out if you get a dislike on a video, they'll promote your videos just as much for dislikes as they will for likes.
Oh, perfect.
It's just the point of that you're clicking on something on YouTube. It's like, really?
Click on us.
Just click on something. We don't care what it is. Just click on something on the page. All right, guys. No. All right. Peace. Hey, wait a minute. You got the button ready?
I thought you had the button ready.
Oh, see, that's why I've been slack.
I got it. I got it.
All right. Peace and may the force be with
Bye.
you.
Thank you for tuning in to LSR. If you've enjoyed the show, consider subscribing so you can be notified when new episodes are released. If you would like to be a guest on the show or just want to give us some feedback, feel free to email us. You can also reach out to us on all major social media platforms. LightSaber Radio is produced by Pickfilm Media and is a Swaycast original, starring Kim Lanise, Garrison Turcott, CJ Elliott, and Kyle McDaniel. And don't forget to join us next time for more adventures in a galaxy far, far away.